Hello everyone, welcome back to another video with me. My name is Cotton Candy Doll. If you're new here, welcome. Welcome all. Hi. This is a shifting video. My last video was pretty depressed. I'm sorry guys for bringing out depressing news to you. I'm going to tell you guys what happened when I went back to Toshinori's house. I'm going to jump right into it. What do I have to say? Also, shout outs to some people who said prayers, who sent like healing to Frodo. I'm so happy, and shout outs to you. I'm not gonna give you guys any spoiler. A lot of stuff happened while I was there. I'm just gonna like jump into what happened. You might hear noises in the background. You might hear insanely happy laughter, and so I went back to Toshinori's house. And at first, I was thinking maybe I should go see Frodo. But the truth is, I don't really know where Frodo was because I don't know where Endeavor lives, and apparently he was going to be staying with Endeavor. If you guys watched the last video, I have no idea. I know this video is probably kind of early, so anyway, I shifted back to Toshinori's house anyway, because that's the only place I know how to shift to when I go to My Hero Academia. I don't want to end up somewhere weird or different, so I always usually just go to Toshinori's house. And I knocked on Toshinori's door, and I thought that he would answer. Um, when he asked, and when he get ready to answer, like I would think like, okay, so I thought when Toshinori would answer the door, his initial reaction would be like, "It took you a long time to come back." I knew that underlying issue we had with each other. The last time I saw him, I tased him in the ball sacks by accident. So like, um, and I didn't see him when Frodo was sick. He was not at the hospital. Apparently, he was like at the school working because Principal Nezu is a demon. He's freaking the devil, and so like I figured Toshinori would be like. I figured when he comes to the door, I don't know what he would say to me. I really don't. Like I feel like he would be empathetic toward me because of Frodo, and but obviously Frodo was all better. So anyway, I knocked on Toshinori's door and there was no answer. I knocked and knocked and knocked. I stood there for like 20 minutes. I said, "What the heck? Toshinori is taking you so long." And then I thought, you know what? I'm gonna climb in through the window because maybe I came too early. It's pretty light out, but he might be still asleep. I don't know. I climb into the window. I go in his house. I look around. Toshinori's not home, and that's pretty obvious. So I leave his house. I decide, okay, am I back too far? Oh, okay. You can kind of see all of my back. Oh, you can see all of my background behind me. I'm sorry, guys. Okay, so he's not home. All right. So I thought, damn it, what am I gonna do next? So I have no choice but to go up to the school. I know Toshinori asked me not to go up there, but I needed to go see him to find out what was going on. Ideally, it was really just to see him. There was no reason for me to try to find Hawks or even go to his house, which I don't really know how to get to Frog's house. Hawk's house anyway. I swear I have not had a drop. Okay, I'm lying. Maybe I had about 3 drops of wine, and that's it. Just 3 sips, guys. Okay. This wine is called the Waking Owl. It's behind me over there by the TV. Anyway, back to the shifting. I'm sorry. Did I just pause? Okay, no, I didn't. Anyway, so I went to the school, and I'm walking down the hallway, and the school's pretty empty. I'm actually quite grateful. I don't run into any of the teachers as I'm walking because I don't know what they're going to say to me. Half the teachers there were poisoned by me the last time I came there, and I roasted all of them for no good reason, even though they didn't deserve it. Like I said before, I needed to like validate my reason for hurting them, and that's why. Anyway, so I get all the way to the end of the hallway, and I hear Toshinori talking. So I looked through the window and he's like talking on the phone. There's no one in the class with him. His tie is kind of undone. And I'm watching him and I'm just thinking, there's my man. Like, I really want to go see him. So like he's on the phone, he's talking. I walk in and I like close the door. And he looks over at me out the corner of his eye, and then and he's still talking. So I'm like, so I'm gonna sit here, fine, I'll just wait. And he does like this, like have a seat. So I go and I sit down in the chair. So I'm sitting in front of him. Okay, so Toshinori's on the phone talking. I'm sitting in front of him. So then, like, he's still talking, and it's like 15 minutes or something, man. It probably wasn't really that long, but it sure felt really, really long to be like sitting there staring at him. So I was like, Toshinori. And he's like, so he's still talking, and I go, okay. So then, like, I take like the pencil out of the, I took the pencil out of the desk, and I start like running it on my mouth, and then so now I'm teasing him with the pencil, and he's looking at me. He's like, but then he turns away this way, and he's talking on the phone. And I'm like, you did not just turn your body away from me. Like, you cannot ignore me. So then I get up. I start like unbuttoning my shirt because I came dressed in, I don't know why I had another white button down shirt. I just wanted to wear like something simple. So I thought button down. Even though I know Toshinori will easily just like rip the buttons off in like one swoop. He can just snatch my shirt off my back probably, and I won't even realize it. But that crap will probably hurt because it always usually does. It's so rough sometimes, but usually it's because of me because I do stuff like this, like provoke him. So obviously this phone call is pretty important, right? I mean, just like our relationship. So I feel like I still want to kind of screw around with you. You weren't at the hospital with Frodo. You threw me at hogs, and I still didn't really get back at you. I mean, I did, but I don't know. Maybe I'm just being petty or whatever. So he's on the phone. He's having an important conversation with someone, and I'm undoing my top. So then he looks at me. He's like, and then I hear him say, "Everything's fine." Yeah. So he's still talking to them, and then he goes, "Okay, have a good day." He hangs up, and then he gets up and he's like, "Cotton candy doll. That was an important call." And I'm like, "Sorry, I missed you." And then, so then I sit on his lap and I'm staring at him. And he's like this. He's like, and I go, what? And he's like, how's Frodo? And I'm like, he's with Endeavor. So he's like, you haven't been to see him yet? I'm like, well, I don't really know how to get to his house. So I came to see you. You're like the next best thing. I mean, what am I supposed to do? Like, ask for directions to his house from the other teachers that I poisoned? I mean, come on. So Toshinori's like, well, let's just drive over there together. And I said, that sounds like a good idea. So then I take Toshinori's hand and we're walking together. And he doesn't really seem indulged with me right now. Like he's not like, I don't know, he's not like crazy about me like I thought. Like I thought for sure he would like totally like try and take advantage of me. I mean, I was expecting that in this situation, but I wasn't getting that from him. And I was trying to like egg him on. I was trying to like bring it out of him. But like every stunt I pulled, it just was not working. I'm like, damn it. So then like I'm like hugging on him while we're walking, and he's like, "Cotton candy dog, come on." He's like, "If you can walk." I'm like, "I can't walk." Uh-huh. Start leading that on like I can't walk. And he's like, "Stop it." So I'm like, okay. He's like, "Look," and I'm looking ahead, and I see like Mr. Aizawa. Damn it. So I'm walking past him, and Mr. Aizawa is like glaring at me the whole time. I can feel his eyes burning through my soul. I'm like, so I'm holding on to Toshinori, and Mr. Aizawa goes, Cotton Candy Da. I'm like, yeah. He's like, why'd you come back to the school? And Toshinori looks at him and he's like, don't talk to her that way. And he's like, Toshinori, look, I don't care what she did. I told you what the problem was. And we keep walking, we're walking past, and I'm like, he goes, see how she's acting? And I'm like, what the heck? So I look back at him and he's like, like just as I was like, and he just walks on. So I'm like, what the heck? So I'm holding on to Toshinari and I'm still like, like still just acting like silly and just trying to like, I don't know, I'm trying to bring out his fun, playful side. And it's just not working. He's not up for playing games right now. So I just stop. I'm just like, fine, whatever. So I'm holding his hand still. We get outside. The limo pulls up. And Toshinori's like, get in the limo. I'm like, okay. I was like, come on, let's get in. And he's like, I'm not going with you. And I'm like, Toshinori, what? And he's like, I'm not going with you. I have work to do at the school. I have to stay here. So I'm like, fine. He's like, get in the car. I'm like, but I want you to go with me. He just opens the door and he just like kind of shoves me in there. I'm like, damn it. And he's like, please watch over her and get her there safe. And I go, fine, you know. So I'm watching Toshinori through the back. He's staring at the back of the limo as I'm waiting. He's just staring at me. So I'm like, okay. So driving. And I swear, Endeavor's house is like, Toshinori's house is here, Endeavor's house is like here, okay? He's like down the street or something. Like, I didn't realize he was there. So the limo driver stops the car. He's like, are you going to be okay to get out? And I look at him, I'm like, yeah, I'll be just fine. He's like, are you sure you're okay? I'm like, yeah, I'm fine. And I go, what's with wait, why is everyone treating me all weird and everything? And then I'm walking past and he goes, I heard about Frodo. I'm so sorry. I'm glad that he's okay now. He seems to be in good hands. And I go, thank you. And he goes, also, just between us, he's like, guys, he's like, I'm like, what? And he's like, if you wanna, if you want an evaluation before you get ready to go to school, you can come and see me. I'm a psychologist too. And I go, no, thank you. You know, everything's fine. Frodo is. I know I'm not worried about him, and you know, I think I talked with the other doctor about him, and what I think he goes, no, not. It's not about Frodo. You, if you need like someone to talk to, like a psychiatrist, someone who can prescribe you with like meds and things for your condition. And I look at him and I'm like, what condition are we talking about here? And he goes, so Toshinori told us what the problem was. And you forgot to take your meds because we don't, no one knew that you know, had this mental problem, that you were kind of like a little like, I guess you don't want to say crazy. It's kind of, and I look at him, I'm like, what? And he's like, yeah, he told them that you were clinically insane. But it's okay. I'll make sure that you stay on your meds because, you know, since I'm driving you here, if you want to do like evaluations and have talks with me, and I go, stop right there. First off, I'm not crazy. There's nothing wrong with me, period. Number two, I can't believe Toshinori said that about me. And he goes, well, there's proof. And I go, well, what proof do you have of me being clinically insane? Like, what proof? And he says, you know, you came to the school, you had a gun, you were rambling on about something, and then, you know, after he gave you your medication, you were fine. He said you needed your special medicine. And I go, he's just joking around. And he goes, I don't think so. You think that you're well enough to go to this, to go and see Frodo, to go see your son? He's like, are you well enough to go see him? And I'm like, I'm not crazy. There's nothing wrong with me. Then he gets out of the car and he's like, Cotton Candy Doll, how are you feeling right now? If you're feeling angry, and I looked at him, I'm like, I'm not angry. I'm not mad. Just get in the car. And he's like, you seem pretty hostile. Are you sure you took your meds today? He's like, do I need to call Toshinori? I'm like, I said, goodbye. He goes, this is not goodbye. What is your state of mind? And I'm like, I'm going to kill Toshinori when I'm going to fucking kill him. So I get to the door. This explains everything, okay? I thought Endeavor was just being an asshole when he said, did I even tell you guys that? he asked me if I was like in the right state of mind or something like that to raise Frodo. Yeah. Remember last time? I don't know if I left that out in my last video, but he wasn't being an asshole. Just because Toshinori told him that I was crazy or something. Like, what the hell? Toshinori, like, you can't. Whatever. So I go knock on the door. Endeavor answers the door. And he's like, oh, hello. I'm like, hi. He goes, come on in. So I go in and I sit down. We're sitting across from each other. And he's like, so the past few days with Frodo has been kind of rough. I've been giving him his medicine every day. And and then the first thing I said was, can I see him? Can I see Frodo? And he said, no. And I'm like, okay, well, I would like to see him, please. He's my son. I gave you custody to him so that you can take care of him, but I still want to see him whenever I want to. And he's like, what's your state of mind? And I said, don't believe anything Toshinori says. That's a freaking lie. He said, I don't know if I believe that. I mean, you did come to the school. I watched you trying to perform oral on him, even though I was in the room. And I said, if you think about that, like, I was under the table. He's the one that decided to pull me out from under the table. And Endeavor is like, hmm. And he's like looking me up and down. I'm like, what? Like, he's like, nothing. And then he turns his head to the side and he's like, he kind of smirks a little bit and he's like, he looks like you. And I'm like, Frodo. He's like, yeah. He said he looks like Hawks too. I'm like, yeah. And he goes, you guys made a beautiful baby together. And I go, yeah, we did. It's a fucking weird thing to say, but okay. My mind is literally like, I'm sorry, guys, no cursing. Okay, I'm not gonna curse. He's like, the reason I said you can't see him is because he's sleeping. Frodo will wake up. I said, okay, well. He goes, now that you found out how he's doing, are you ready to go? I mean, unless you want to just sit around here all day, he probably won't be up for some hours, so. And I go, no, I think I've seen everything I needed. Um, he's like, I'm following the new chart the doctor gave me. You're gonna have to follow it too. It's basically the same meal plan. He gets bigger portions now since he's 3 months. He's starting to get older. And so like I told him, I said, Endeavor, I think every month we should have a celebration. And Endeavor is like, his face kind of lit up a little bit. And honestly, I've never seen him like smile. He had this big smile and he's like, yeah. He goes, yeah. And I'm thinking like, how long did he have Frodo? So then I asked him, how long has Frodo been here? You know, just to check like time there and here. And he goes, he's been with me for about a week. And he smiles. He's like, the lad has been with me for a week. I'm like, okay. Well, he's like, I agree. We should celebrate every moment we have with him. He's a very special baby. And I said, yeah, he is very special. And I'm just thinking, wow, you know, he sounds like an admirer or something, my child. I feel special. But also, I know I love Frodo so much. He's so cute. So, you know, he says, Endeavor says, whenever you want to come over, you can come by and see him. But just make sure you call first to make sure that he's awake. And I said, fine. And because you know, Frodo, I didn't want to wake Frodo up. He's like, all right, well then, I guess I'll see you next time. I was like, yeah, bye. And you know, I'm like, okay. So then the limo driver is like standing like outside of the limo. I guess he's waiting for me to come back out so he can make sure that I get in the limo. But I didn't want to get out right away. I didn't want to go out through the way I came. So I asked Endeavor, I'm like, can I go out your back door? And Endeavor is like, why? And I said, well, it's just the route. The limo is parked around back. If I go out through the back, it's easier instead of going out and just walking around. He's like, I thought I saw the limo in the front. I said, I told him to pull around the back. So he's in the back waiting for me right now. And Endeavor didn't bother to look out the window. So he's like, fine. So I leave out and I go in the back. And the limo driver is still waiting out there. And I'm like, whatever, he can wait as long as he freaking wants. I didn't tell him how long I was going to go visit. but I did want to see how Endeavor would treat my baby alone. So I was out there until I heard Frodo crying. Guys, I must say, Frodo's cry is not the same anymore. Thanks to certain someone. Shout out to you. Um, he doesn't have that blood curdling scream anymore. It's like a regular baby cry now. He still sounds pretty drastic, but it's not as bad, guys. I'm telling you, it's so much better. So I hear him crying, and I'm like, great, he's awake with the baby. So I'm hiding like, so the window is like here, but then like the kitchen is like, so there's a window in the kitchen window. God, there's a window in the kitchen window. In the kitchen, there's a window, and you can see like outside, but it's like the side of his house. So it's not the front part of his house, and his house is yellow. So like, I peek my head over and I see him holding Frodo. You know, he's holding him, and then from what I observed, he fed Frodo twice. He fed him the bottle twice. After he fed him twice with his regular food, I saw him take out a bottle of milk, and I was pretty puzzled. I was like puzzled looking at the milk. He put like baby cereal in it. He warmed it up. He shook it up. He gave it to Frodo. And I thought, you know, why is he giving Frodo baby cereal when he's already fed him a full meal? He's like overfeeding him or something, right? But then, like right after Frodo expelled his waste, he basically went pooping or whatever. And I saw Endeavor have like a gas mask. He has like, it's so cute. It's like a little he carries it. I guess he carries it around his neck for emergencies. It looks like because he just pulled it from under his shirt and put it over his nose and his mouth. So like with Frodo, I feel like he's more dangerous than the average baby. When normal babies poop or something, you can smell it, so you know they need to be changed or whatever. Frodo's is odorless. Let me repeat that one more time. Frodo's poop and urine is odorless. So there's a high chance that you can like die if he releases his biohazard toxins into the air from his excretion. It will kill you. Um, you'll pass out first, like I did, and if you're not removed from that area within like the next hour, you're dead. So, um, so the gas mask is a really smart idea for him to keep with him at all times. Also, I think when he gave him that third bottle and it was just milk and cereal, I think that was to simulate his bowels to get him to go, which is really smart. I think I would have liked applesauce better to give him, but it's not my feeding regimen or whatever. This is what the doctor ordered, maybe. I don't know. Anyway, but yeah, I know that Frodo went number two and that he pooped or whatever because I could see the fumes. It was like green and like rising in the air. So like I like ducked down and I also had like my hand over my mouth and my nose so that way his toxins wouldn't get to me and kill me or cause me to pass out and then they would find out I was spying. And then I watched Endeavor like have the baby on his chest. He's like petting him, he burped him. He's like he's just really being like he's really playing the dad role. He's doing a really good job. And he's just talking to him normal. He's doing stuff around the house. And Frodo just seems really happy. Um, so he treats my baby really well. I have concerns about Frodo. So the last time I went there at the hospital, Frodo was in a room full of a bunch of babies, other babies, all different ages, and the door was accessible to only to the parents of that child. So like the public didn't have a way to get into that room to see the babies. Only people who were like family of the patients, but also the doctors and everything. On the wall, there is a whole list of all the children's names, their ages, their quirks, male or female, all that stuff. And I feel like that's a lot of information they're putting out there about your child, just sitting on the wall for anybody to see. Me, doctor, people kept staring at my baby. I know my baby's a little bit different. He's really cute, but I know they noticed how different he looked, and his quirk is also biohazard. So I really feel happy that Endeavor is keeping my baby because I feel like he's safe with him. I really do. I want to go see Hawks, but at the same time I don't because I don't know what to expect. There's really no reason for me to go see him. He's not my man. Um, but part of me kind of wants to see how he's doing, how he's holding up. So I know I have no choice but to go check on him. So I leave there and I finally come around to the front and he's like, the limo driver is like, "Are you ready to go?" I'm like, "Yeah." And he's like, "You took a long time." I'm like, "Yeah, I was waiting for Frodo to wake up so I can say hi to him." Lying my ass off. So I get in the limo. I go, "Can you take me to Hawks?" And he's like, "Yes, I can take you to him." So he drives me over to Hawk's house. I knock on the door. Hawks answers the door. He's like fully dressed for once instead of just like underwear. He's wearing a pair of jeans. He's wearing like this gray t-shirt and he's barefoot. So he's walking around. He's like, "Have a seat." So I sit down. He's like, "Do you want coffee? Do you want water or juice?" I'm like, "No." I said, "So when do you think you'll be able to get back Frodo? Because you and Frodo, I feel like you shouldn't be too like separate from each other for that long." Hawks tells me that he's working on some things with the other doctors, and until he can talk about what happened and get approved, he won't be able to get Frodo back. So I said, "Okay." And he's like, "How have you been doing? How have you been holding up since what happened?" And I said, "I'm okay. I knew what Frodo was, so I was expecting to, have to deal with some troubles with him." So I was just like, "That's fine." And he's like, "Come a little bit closer." I'm like, "No, I'm going to stay over here." And he goes, "Why?" And I said, "Because I'm just supporting you from afar, from a distance, okay? Like, I'm not going to get close to you, nothing." So then he goes, "Okay, well, um, I wanted to say thank you." And I said, "For what? What are you thanking me for?" He said, "We're in a hospital. You were the one who reached out to me and told me what I needed to be, that I needed to be a father. I think I'm prepared to do that." And I said, "Very good." And he said, "And I'm going to ask for Endeavor for help. He seems to really know a lot about babies." So I said, "Okay, well, I just wanted to do a wellness check. Bye." And he's like, "Wait." And I'm rushing toward the door. I'm just trying to hurry up and just get out of here. Like, what the heck? He grabs my arm and he goes, "So did Toshinori tell you?" And I go, "Tell me what?" He goes, "Nothing." And he's like, "Let go of my hand." I'm like, "What? What did he say?" He goes, "Nothing." I'm like, "Hawks, tell me." He's like, "No, you need to leave right now." And I'm like, "But you just told me you wanted me to stick around, right? You just wanted me to stay here." And he's like, "No, you need to go now before I change my mind." And I say, "Well, what happened if you change your mind?" Now I'm just being an asshole because he won't tell me what Toshinori said, and I want to know what he said. He's like, "You want to find out?" And I'm like, "He hasn't been telling me anything." And he's like, "Okay, well." I go, "What?" He said, "You're not allowed to come back to the school yet." I said, "I already know that part. What else?" And he's like, "Toshinori really didn't tell you anything?" I said, "No." "Hawks, freaking tell me." And he's like, "It's a secret. Come closer." I'm like, "Stop playing with me. I'm not going to come close to you." He goes, "Well, then you need to leave now." I'm like, "You know what? You're bipolar." Fine. So I get in the limo. I'm like, he's like, "Where do you want to go?" I said, "I guess back to Toshinori's house." So he drives me to Toshinori's house. It's been hours. I'm knocking the door. Toshinori not answering. Once again, Toshinori's not home. I'm not going back to the school, so I shift back. I shift out of there and I shift back here. So Toshinori's keeping another secret, or he's not telling me something, or what? Like, I don't understand. I'm like so confused. So I don't know what to do about that, guys. I don't know what to do. Like, this video is probably so long, isn't it? I really have not kept track of this video. Like, really haven't. It's been like a tough day, right? I feel a lot better. You hear the doggy? It's like bark, bark, bark. And there's like noises outside. They have a puppy. They have a new puppy downstairs, I think. It's so cute. His name's Tanner. Puppy's being bad. She's just yelling at him. He's too cute to yell at. Like, anyway, so the only thing that concerns me about my baby is that everyone could see his quirk. They could see how cute he was. The doctors were like fawning over him. Like, there was this one doctor that kept dressing up in like gloves and a mask. He was in a full on like suit. I guess he was afraid of Toshinori's, not Toshinori, Frodo's uh, biohazard waste or whatever. Just couldn't. But the special diapers that that doctor made for him should work fine. Um, Even though you can't smell it or anything. That means it's silent and deadly. Holy cow! I mean, when Frodo gets when Frodo gets older and he learns how to use his quirk, he is going to be a badass. My child, my son is going to be a badass, and he's going to be hot. He is going to be freaking gorgeous. Um, I'm so excited just thinking about him when he grows up. How hot he's going to be. How badass his quirk's going to be. He's going to be mama's. He's definitely going to be a mama's boy. Like, I'm going to like baby him so much. He's already winning the hearts of everyone. Uh, who else? Let's see. Oh yeah, I think Midnight held him too when he was in the hospital. I think he likes her. So, but he's too little. It doesn't. He didn't cry at all when she held him. Like everyone else, he kind of cried some. Give the baby to her, he didn't cry. So I don't know. I really wish I could have bonded with Frodo the way that Hawks did, like a mother's bond. Like if I would have been able to like breastfeed him, I think maybe that would have done it. But I don't want to get my like boob bitten off or whatever. I don't want him to bite off my breasts. Like I try to breastfeed him and he just bite it off with his sharp teeth. Then what I'm gonna do? They're gonna be like, "Oh, we can give you breast surgery," like, and he a baby, so I can't get mad or upset at him that I did something dumb. Right? He don't know how to use his teeth yet though either, so they're just there now. I just can't wait till he learns how to do all these things. Like I'm so excited about having this baby, and you know, I'm just so blessed he came into my life. I hope nothing ever happens to him. I'm gonna celebrate every month he's alive. Every month he'd celebrate. As he gets older, I was told as he got older, we would have to worry less about his survival. But since he's so little now and it's so rare and unique and just different, coming from another place, another reality, just wonderful. Just imagine he was brought there to be raised with the other kids. And now he's no one's gonna look at him like a weirdo because they're all weirdos. Think about people and their quirks. I mean, he basically fits right into the My Hero Academia universe because that's how everyone else is there. It's perfect for him. So I feel really happy for Frodo. I feel like he really has a chance there. So yeah, definitely. He really has a chance there because you can have a quirk and you can be like that, and no one's gonna judge you, and you're not gonna be looked at a weird way. You know. I'm not gonna tell you what just came in my head. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, guys. I'm so excited for my baby. I'm so excited for him. He's gonna be amazing. Anyway, enough rambling about my child. I'll get to hold him next time for sure. Like, I won't sneak around, but I really needed to see how Endeavor treated him. He treats him really good, really well. Um, I don't know what Hawks and Toshinori's hiding. They're so sneaky. They're always, oh God, I almost hate him. I almost hate Toshinori, but I love him so much. I definitely, Hawks, I don't hate him anymore, but I'm not like, I don't trust him. So I'm going to just like keep my distance there. Only come around him when he has Frodo from now on. He's a weirdo. He's weird. Like his behavior is strange. But as long as he gets better and he gets well enough to raise our baby, that's fine. Because they're the ones with the connection and the bond, so it's so special. Okay, I've been rambling on forever. If you like this video, don't forget to give my video. If you like my video, give my video a like. Don't forget to hit the notification bell, ding, so you know when there's another video available like this one. Thank you guys for watching, and I guess I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye. Thanks for watching.